Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Vicki Howie of ChakraBoosters.com, the creator of Chakra Boosters Healing Tattoos. And today I'm excited to share with you 8 ways to make Lionsgate great. Now, what is Lionsgate? It's a planetary alignment that happens during the Leo season every year, and its apex is at 8-8. And you probably already know what a powerful number 8 is, but first let me tell you about those planets. The main thing that is causing this infusion of solar is the fact that we have a certain alignment with Sirius A, the brightest star in our skies, the brightest star from Earth, and also with Orion's belt, the sun, the Earth. And they're all lining up in a way that actually shines on the Giza pyramids in a special way. And it's probably just another reason that they are created and built where they are. So during this time, there's this incredible, just think of this great infusion of solar energy. And then the upper chakras, the sight chakra is the third eye. So it's solar and third eye. But because it's in the Leo season, it's also heart energy. And it runs from July 26th until August 12th. We focus on 8-8 a lot, but I want you to know that I'm recording this on August 28th, and I've already felt 2 days of this, and it snapped me into, hey, you need to do a video about this. I'm not just doing this for you, I'm doing this for me, because I have already been feeling the challenge of this year. It feels so big, and it feels big like a big roller coaster, like in a positive way, but there's still a scary to that, right? You're standing in line, you're waiting for it, it's coming, and you know it's going to be a big blast of energy. Well, this is going to be a huge blast of energy. And Lionsgate has long been revered by the Egyptians. In ancient Egyptian times, it marked when the harvest would come, and it was really a time of bounty. Interestingly, the number 8 is about bounty and about financial and physical and just prosperity in every way. It's about the material world because it's related to the root chakra, but it's the second time around to the root chakra. The number 1 is first, the number 8 is second. The second time we've gone through our whole energy system 1, so we come back to the root. So it's this higher level. So it's about also the higher energies. That's why 8 on its side is an infinity symbol, because it has this wisdom of what it's like to live in this life and be fully, prosperously embodied and enjoying nature and life and just everything physical, while also realizing that we are an infinite soul, an infinite spirit, the infinity sign, the 8 on its side. So you can see both of those. It's not one or the other, it's both. Feeling into the power of your soul and your spirit, jumping onto this huge ascension energy that's also expansion energy. So people call it ascension. It's not really my favorite word, because I like to say biscension, or better yet, expansion. Because as we go up, and this will be an activator of the third eye and an activator of more of our awakened consciousness, we also go down and ground more. Just as a building has to, in order to be taller, have a deeper foundation, and how a tree, in order to grow taller, deepens its roots. So this will be an opportunity for a massive infusion of energy, and we're going to want to prepare for it. In the sense of 8-8 is kind of going to be the date that we're moving toward, and we can begin the preparations right now. Maybe you already have. Good for you if you already have. So I'm going to talk about 8 ways to work with this huge celestial event. The first way, number 1, is to ground. It's funny how just saying ground grounds me. We're going to ground, and my guides are showing me a lightning rod, right? A lightning rod, which can take so much energy from the lightning. And this isn't quite lightning energy, but it is solar energy from Leo Sun and from also Sirius A being in alignment being with Orion's belt. It's all Orion's belt, or Orion's belt, I believe is the more proper way to say it. All of that being in alignment just gives us this infusion of solar energy. So we need to be grounded so that that can distribute throughout our body, so it can upgrade our DNA, so it can help us to expand, or some people say ascend, so we can really feel the opening of all of our chakras, but especially our solar plexus, our heart, and our third eye. So you're going to want to work with your root and with grounding. I recently did a video on 11 ways to boost your root, and I'll put the link to that below, because when you go there, in the description part of that box, I have tons and tons and tons of grounding and root chakra practices. Okay, so ground so that you can be a receptacle, a receiver of this incredible energy that's longing to come into you from the universe and light you up. Number 2, practice self-love. Now this will be a little easier after we ground, because when you open your root chakra and you get grounded, you feel safe. And when you feel safe, your heart opens. The heart is so responsive to the root chakra. Remember that. It's going to be hard for you to open your heart anytime when you're feeling unsafe. So this month, we're going to have a huge infusion of energy, particularly solar, which can be, it's a power energy, so it can be like that roller coaster and feel kind of unsafe at times, or like it's not, but it feels like it will be. And we've often been taught that ego is bad, power is bad, self is bad, like all these things about the solar plexus that are bad, that we can have a tendency to resist it and feel unsafe around it. So we're going to build readiness for it by strengthening the neighboring heart chakra, which will give us peace and equanimity and will balance this solar energy coming in, not in the same way that the grounding will. It's more a yin-yang way, where the grounding is more just the earth absorbing more of it, like that lightning rod. Can you feel that? So you're going to want to practice self-love. One of the ways is to do inner child work. I'll leave a couple meditations on that below. Just be really kind to yourself. Watch the voices and the ways that you're supporting or not supporting yourself. Wake up with the question, how can I love myself today? How can I support myself? How can I support my inner child? Just every day as we move through this portal, the larger expanse of the Lion's Gate portal, ask yourself, how can I support myself, and love myself unconditionally? I'm also going to leave a link for my Ho'oponopono video. Now has getting on its way toward 500,000 views, and it really works for forgiving. And when we're not forgiving others, it's because we're not forgiving ourselves, because we're not embracing that all is within us, right? So every mistake another can make, everything we could ever do, it's all in the field of everything, and we all have it within us. So when we get into that loving place of acceptance, which we cannot force, but a meditation can help us flowingly move into it, when we get in that space, we really open a larger portal for unconditional self-love. So focus on self-love. Number 3, drink more water. Hang on. I just felt like I needed to do that. That's what it looks like to drink more water. The root chakra, we already talked about the root chakra was number 1, the heart chakra was number 2, and now we're at the sacral number 3. So basically the heart and below, right, all the embodied chakras, we're prepping the ones for this big solar infusion, because this is mostly a light infusion coming from 2 suns, the star that we call the spiritual sun, and from the Leo sun, that in the southern hemisphere is definitely burning bright this time of year. So with number 3, we're bringing in the sacral, the water, by drinking more water. It's serving the direct purpose of hydrating us through more and more of the solar energy. And water always helps us with change. Whereas that root chakra is about, for good reason, stability. And it creates a little bit of resistance, or a lot of resistance to change. Your sacral is embracing it, inviting it. It's that divine feminine. Water, drinking water, every time you drink it, remember that water is about the flow of you. It's about the change. It'll remind you that you're capable of this change because you are. And because the planets are doing all the work, we just need to ready ourselves for the work, for the infusion that the planets are already giving us. So drink more water. Drink more water. Good fresh water. Number 4, prepare your solar plexus chakra. Okay, I've named them all. They weren't exactly in order because that's actually the order I wanted you to do them for reasons, such as roots first, then that makes it really easy to access the heart. Then we can go back and access the sacral after that because the heart gives us some balance. And now we're in the solar plexus. And what I'm talking about here is you could not possibly bring in the powerful solar energy that will naturally be coming in during this time period. We just couldn't do it. That's the universe's job, and that's what the planets do. But what we can do is ready ourselves psychologically, physically, and energetically for that infusion. I work with a lot of clients that are really yummy, loving givers who are looking for me to help them balance heart chakra energy with solar plexus because they have been taught that the solar plexus is bad. This has run rampant in our culture, particularly in the spiritual world. So I'm asking you before this big solar influx, really before the 8th, starting today, begin to get your solar plexus ready. And how you can do that are things like meditating on a flame, like with great focus, like actual eye open meditation. So it's a more conscious meditation. And that will just imagine that flame is in your solar plexus, in your fire chakra. You can also do breath of fire, almost like a sprinkler, just go shh, shh, shh. That's probably really loud in my microphone. Sorry about that. But what that does is that clears you and cleans you, but it also gets you used to that power because you can feel each time that the inhale comes back after that staccato exhale, you're getting a burst of core energy, core energy, core energy. You could do planks and work your core. You could do power yoga. You could do good old-fashioned sit-ups, right? You could do punching, like really just punching something, like any kind of martial arts punching where nobody's getting hurt, but you're engaging that solar plexus energy. The point here is you actually want to feel a little bit of discomfort in there, a little tiny bit right on that edge of that contraction, that masculine contraction, because the solar plexus chakra opens when its activation is a contraction. The abdominals contract. Imagine if someone was going to punch you right now and you just went and you held your abdominals. That is solar plexus power that gives you more linear integrity, more integrity in the chakras. Number 5, go inward. It's going to be such a big influx of energy coming from outside of us. This is a great time to do more meditation, become more aware of our inner world, and to use it to figure out how you best want to move into this portal. What new life is wanting to be birthed through you right now? What's the next incarnation of you? So it's going to be really valuable to look at what do you love and desire the most? How can you serve in the highest? Go within and just sit with them. And then very important to then stand up into this higher version of yourself that you envision. What do you need to let go of? Like this is a huge restart button. It's the hugest, biggest, can I say hugest? The biggest one of the year. So use inward time to get more centered in yourself, cut out more of social media, even cut out a little bit of social as you navigate these energies that are going to be coursing through your body, especially if you're an empath. And take notes about what really is inspiring you, where you can feel you're going, and also take note about what do you want to let go of? What old victim stories? You know, the easy power of like, I'm right, you're wrong, you've hurt me kind of stuff. The you've hurt me, I've been hurt, life's been tough. Yeah, we've all had that, haven't we? And yes, some of us have more than others. And this is your singular best opportunity to take in the solar abundance of the planet and beyond our planet, well beyond our planet, of the galaxy, and use it for moving into a whole new vibration of life, to move up spiritually, expand spiritually, to at the same time also be more powerful in your own body. That feels good, doesn't it? Feels really good. Number 6, journal. Journal, 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 or you can circle if you have a facility where you circle or somewhere you do it online. I will be hopefully opening circlingspace.com in the near future. So I'm looking forward to that. I will be serving you with that. That is one of the big intentions for me during this solar infusion. Not to get it started so much, but to finish it up and have it ready for you as to serve you. And what circling is like a form of meditation with others, with our eyes open, where we're like journaling out loud. We're just saying what's really coming up. We're really sharing in an incredibly authentic way, right? Incredibly. I think a lot of you are going to have fun seeing me in that environment, because here I'm usually giving information and I'm just talking to you, versus really, really opening up with all my stuff. And believe me, as an empath, I have lots of it. So journaling and circling for me are 2 great ways to let go of things and to discover things, to discover where I'm at. Use that this month over the next few weeks. And when you get really good insights, good ahas, keep them. And I'm going to tell you what to do with those in just a moment, like short little ahas that you can write out, almost like a mantra. Okay, number 7, create, create, create. So this is along with the writing, right? You're creating when you're writing, but also any other creative impulses you get, whether it's to make a kite yourself or do pottery or paint for the first time in a long time or the first time ever. You might want to just suddenly sing a song and create a song. It could be in any medium. It could be you beginning to write a book or writing a short story. Create, create. This energy is so creative. It will also help you diffuse this powerful solar energy that's coming in. There's just like, creating will diffuse some of that in a really healthy way. So be super creative. And I'm going to give you one creative project. So if you don't have any that beat this, if you have lots that you want to do, go ahead and do those. I also invite you to create an altar. Create a lion's gate altar. You can use lions, you can use stones and oils and incense, and I brought here a little pyramid. You could put a pyramid on and this one opens. See? So you could I'm going to ask you that if you have a lot of journal ahas, you take those ahas, whether it's what you want to let go of or what you want to move into, either one, and you can put them inside like a pyramid like this, or if you have another box, some beautiful ornate box to put on your altar. With an altar, you want to put things that really matter to you, not just items. You want to have things like if there's a ring that feels lucky and special to you, put it on there. This is a prosperous time. 8-8 is, like I said, prosperity. 8 is prosperity energy. So put everything you love on that altar. I am creating mine right now. I'm a little late getting it going this year. So I'm going to put a picture in this video, an inset picture, or just show you in full screen, a picture of an altar by a friend of mine, Christy. She did an incredible job. And perhaps in the blog, I'll state a couple things that she did in it, but look for stones that are good solar stones and good third eye stones and good grounding. Basically, you can use pretty much all the chakras, really. I mean, just have your stones on there. Just let everything on the altar be something that matters to you. It's sacred. Usually there's beauty to it. You tend to cover the altar, the small table, with some kind of cloth that has beauty and that just says, this is sacred, this is important. You notice when we eat on a table without a cloth, we're being more casual. When we eat on a table with a tablecloth, it's more fancy. So using a cloth over your altar table really says, this is special, this matters, this is important. So create, create, create. And if it inspires you to do so, create an altar. And then you'll use the altar for number 8. Number 8 is on 8-8. I would like you to do a ritual for Lionsgate. Acknowledge at that point everything you've done, whatever you've done. And if you haven't had time to do a lot, still do it. That's a great time to bring all the things you've been wanting to bring in at that time. But just on the 8th, go to your altar, set some time that's private and sweet, where you can be so self-reverential, you can be loving to yourself, you can be open, feel safe. And then I just want you to find a good position and open up to these energies and light a candle or do anything ritualistic, anything that's a ritual that you need that will help you let go. So you might burn or bury or throw away the things that you're moving away from, the stories you're done with that have been causing you maybe to play small. They benefited you. You wouldn't have done them in the first place. So we're not upset with these stories. We're thankful of them when we let go of them. So let go of them with gratitude in your heart, and then some kind of ritual, lighting a candle, burning incense around what you're infusing, what you're bringing in. And there might be all kinds of symbols for this on your altar. It's your altar. You get to do whatever you want with it. So that's it, guys. Those are my 8 ways to make Lionsgate great. I cannot stress enough this year what a huge opportunity this is. COVID is a heart chakra disease. It goes into the lungs first. It has all kinds of mutations and issues around the lungs. And of course, it's been such a big one that it's gone to other parts of the body too. But it begins in the lungs, and it's created a lot of fear. And it's made us ask, who has the power? And do I have the power? And what are my rights? It's brought up so many things. And I think it's been the perfect challenge for us in this year that has turned out to be the Great Awakening 2020. Clear sight, seeing clearly. So I want you to be aware that 8/8/2020 is also 20 again. So it's just more clear sight. And that clear sight comes from the solar plexus, the sight chakra. Each of our senses corresponds to a chakra, and the solar plexus, with Sirius, the sun, all this solar energy coming in, the solar plexus does make things clearer. So you're going to come out of this much more empowered. And with all the self-love work you're going to do, and the grounding, and the drinking more water, and the reading your solar plexus, and journaling, and creating, with all of those, practicing all of those things, you are going to be fully ready to step into a whole new level of your solar plexus, and then the higher version of that, which is your third eye, your insight. So the solar plexus is the outward sight and the outward power and the ability to create that shines like the sun, puts out a lot of outward energy, a lot of outward power, as does Sirius, more than the sun actually. and then the third eye takes it back in. So we're activating the third eye here too. It's beautiful. So full expansion here for the rest of July and into August. I'm really excited for you, for us, for the whole planet, that we do this collectively, and those of us that are aware enough to do it. Let's really take this on for not just ourselves, but for the collective energy that needs this infusion right now. More heart, more solar, more grounding, more flow in the sacral, where we have that watery ability to change. And then this huge opening of the third eye. And of course, when you open your solar plexus, you're always better at expressing your truth. So that's coming. That's definitely coming. That's it on this, you guys. I love you so much, and I'm really very, very excited about this. So please share with me anything you want. If there's any way to describe or share, I don't know how to do this, but if there's any way to describe your altar, what you have on it, because I don't know how to visually share a picture here, but if you have some and you want to share them with me, I'll try to put them on the blog. Okay? Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video. Blessings.
Thank you.